I am not a fan of talking about girlfriends, lovers, and wives. I've told some stories about some funny things that have happened in my career with all of the above. How fun family trips can be when a player brings a girlfriend and a wife. Fun. It's fun. Talk about different seating sections in a ballpark, one for wives, one for girlfriends, one for neither. It's fun. Here's what I don't do is gratuitously talk about relationships because I'm not the TMZ guy. We all know that Paul Skeens is a Cy Young candidate, a performing pitcher for a organization that is not winning games. And what you also know about Paul Skeens is he's got a girlfriend at the moment named Livvy Dunne. Livvy Dunne is absolutely a extremely well-known college athlete herself, one of the faces of the current House settlement for NIL, not just Paul Skeens' girlfriend, not just a huge presence on social media, not just a Sports Illustrated model doing splits on the runway. I'm not here to tell you whether the relationship is real, fake, staged, love, not love, don't care. Something happened with Livvy Dunne yesterday that drew my attention, and I wanted to talk about it. She went public, and she was very upset with people who are trying to get her autograph. She said that she's being harassed at places, including airports, to the point that she can't actually function in the public space, needing security to swat people away, literally and figuratively. Trying to figure out how to come to grips with the fact that her fame and fortune comes from the very people who want her autographs, and that sort of attention is what she needs in order to keep attention on herself, to monetize herself. It is a daily grind of posting, of doing things. Hi, I'm David Samson. I am 1/1000th the size of Livvy Dunne, though not physically. And I know what I have to do for likes, for clicks, for ego, for time, to respect what you give me. It is very difficult for people who make a living, who try to pretend that they don't want to be part of the normal. They don't want to react. They don't want to live in the normal because they've been able to live in the sky based on the normal buttressing them, being the ladder. Because you, the audience, you, the consumer, you, the viewer, you're the ladder we all use to live the lives we live. That sort of codependency is an interesting one that I think about all the time. I thought about it when I was the president of the Marlins. I think about it now when I'm doing a show every day. I thought about it even on Wall Street. I just think about what it is to respect people enough, but to not want to be like them or live like them, but to honor them and appreciate them in a way that's genuine and real while you're doing it from the ivory tower that they built. If Livvy Dunne has to go public the way she did, blasting autograph seekers, it brings me back to when players would tell me they didn't want to sign because they'd approach and there'd be a bunch of kids that they knew were being paid by adult collectors, when they knew that when they were signing something, they were creating value for someone, not for love of the game, not for love of the player, but for profit. Think about what it is to be an artist. Think about Picasso going to a cafe and writing on the check, saying, I don't need to leave a tip. How's this? Doing a little doodle. Well, that looks about like $35,000. When you have the ability to create money, every time a player signs a ball, they're creating money. Is it $5? Is it $100? Is it $500? You are creating money with your signature, and you want to know why certain players won't sign at certain times? Because they've got deals where they sign and get paid to sign. Our food room at Marlins Park would be used 10 times a year by players who had separate deals with companies, memorabilia companies, where there would be loads of balls and bats and numbers and jerseys and yada and photos. And the players would sign, they'd get paid, and the companies would then sell it. Go on eBay, go on the Intergoogle, and you will see the business that is collecting. But what do you do when you're just out to dinner, or you're walking through an airport, or you're at a movie? Some people don't know how to act. Some people will interrupt family time. Some people will interrupt friend time. As a person, you have to try to discern, are these people doing it for love of the game, or are they doing it for profit of the game? The answer is, in Livvy Dunne's circumstance, my guess is it's going to be 80-20. 80% profit, 20% love of the game. It is one thing to be 6'10" walking through an airport. There are ways that people can go and be hidden. There are ways that people can board a plane. They never actually go through the regular part of the airport. There are ways that certain stars can be treated. It is rare to see a movie star or an athlete just walking through an airport. It happens, but it's rare, whether they're flying privately or whether they've got a private entrance or a different way to go through certain terminals. When someone is out there at a movie or someone's out there at dinner, the proper behavior is to just nod, say hello. You can say thank you. You can introduce yourself. Don't want to bother you. But the sort of thinking is you don't go for the autograph at that point. You don't go for the selfie at that point. Certain stars don't want to take pictures. They don't want to take selfies, or they don't want to sign autographs. And my point has always been, I didn't agree with it, but I've changed. And the reason I've changed has a lot to do with the online abuse that we talked about yesterday, the way that certain people act around celebrity, and the way that so many people are now celebrities who have no training in celebrity. They're celebrities because of their social media, because of their followings. And it's created unbelievable monetization. I don't want people to get on Livvy Dunne at all for what she did coming out against autograph seekers. I want people to have empathy and to understand it. That's what we do on Nothing Personal, is we try to explain things that are not fully understood.